The car's flattened, they accelerate now up towards the line. Charles Witz, they're getting into the back of Konsta Lapalainen as the race gets underway. Then it is blast off. Who makes the best start? Not a good start by the Bentley of Elise de Pauw. He gets mugged on the run down towards the Tarzan hairpin. He tries to brake late and go around the outside of Ricardo Feller. Juuso Pohaka's Mercedes is up the inside for third as the cars now wriggle their way down towards the Hugenholzbocht for the first time, which is the next significant left-hander on the banking. But a good start, John, by Feller from pole.
Indeed, very important, and a good start by pretty much everybody in the field. They managed to get through Tarzan without any damage, albeit coming out of the Hugenholzer contact with the Aston and side by side, and they have to now get into line because this part of the racetrack is single file only.
That was Lukas Stoltz there, look, number 6 in the Top Sport WRT Mercedes, hooking a wheel over the curb and getting sideways and having to work really, really hard to keep the Audi. I think it's Frank Bird at the wheel a bit behind him. It is Frank Bird's Audi, so Stoltz got away with that, but you don't often see him getting wayward and up the curb. So that actually has broken up the pack a little bit because the leading few have got away, and Charles Weerts here is struggling to get up through the traffic. 163 is ahead of him though. Now that's Norbert Siedler. Siedler was on the second row of the grid. What's he doing all the way back here?
He got shuffled back, I think, basically on the entry into Tarzan, and then once he lost track position, everybody else was nose to tail. There was no way to dovetail back in.
Well, that's bad news then. Siedler qualified 4th. And he's gone backwards so quickly, he'll have flies on the back of his crash helmet on the front as he comes now up towards the Arie Luijendijk box for the first time. So Ricardo Feller leads the way. Charles Weerts here trying to get through the traffic. It's a great sight that as the cars power their way through that banked right onto the pit straight. 1 lap in the book, so Feller leads. The Bentley second of Elise de Pauw. Third is Pohaka, 4th Jim Clark, 5th Lukas Stoltz, all of them in Mercedes. Frank Bird going nicely 6th ahead of the Bentley of Nelson Panciatici. Timo Boguslavski is 8th, Thomas Tuila's Aston is 9th, and Josef Ovega is in 10th place. So where is this man, Charles Weerts? He is down in 16th place. Battle is on here, look, because Frank Bird comes to the inside to try and attack Nelson Panciatici, who runs out of road.
Well, that's going to be difficult to make up ground getting wide like that. Not only has he run wide, but there is an element of grass. It doesn't look as if any of it's gone into the air and taken the Bentley, but that'll be something that the team will have to keep an eye on, as well as the driver. Panciatici trying to really recover and being unaware that there's a Mercedes on the outside. Contact. It was the Mad Panda Mercedes that got elbowed out off the racetrack.
So Panciatici, 1 error at Tarzan, and it compounds through the next switchback of corners, and ultimately another casualty of it is Compank. Challenge there, look, because for Pro-Am leadership, Miguel Ramos goes right round the outside of Louis Machiels at the Tarzan hairpin, and he gets the class lead. Great move. And 88 Timo Boguslavski, that car blasts away now with Raffaele Marciello at the wheel, and gets ahead, does it not, of Stoltz on the pit stops? Yes. So Frank Bird gains 1 place, Marciello gains 1 place. Frank Bird's car now with Raichiro Tomita at the wheel. The loser out of that, Maro Engel, because the Top Sport Mercedes, look, has dropped 2 places in the pits. Engel is on his toes on the outside line there. Christopher Mies in the green and black Audi fends him off, but Engel keeps on coming round the outside. Is there going to be room for a Mercedes? He can't get round the outside. He'll have the inside for turn 2. Into the Gerlach box they come. He doesn't go round the outside at this part, but it's the inside for the Hugenholz corner, and Engel goes deep and makes contact, but he has gone by. Mies runs up the curb. Let me back on, he says, but he can't do it, and Engel has gone by, and here comes Dries van Voor.
Yes, and Mies made it when he got outmaneuvered. Look, that's what that corner, that's why they introduced the bank corner at Hugenholz to allow 2 cars side by side, but unfortunately Christopher Mies got too wide, lost the position, and then allowed Dries van Voor, who was following, to slide up the inside and take the pass. So Christopher Mies, 2 positions lost from entry into Tarzan to the exit of Hugenholz.
And then a third, because look, the blue Audi there of Fred Vervisch has gone by as well, and it could be a 4th, because look, 163 Albert Costa in the car that qualified 4th, but got mugged right at the start. That car, fastest lap of the race set by Albert Costa. He is on his toes, and look, down towards the Hans-Ernst box. He comes up the inside line of Christopher Mies, can't make a pass there, but he certainly showed intent, hasn't he?
Watching this battle going on between the 2 Mercedes.
Oh. Is that naughty? Oh, that's naughty, that's Costa.
And that's even worse.
Albert Costa off the road at the Tarzan hairpin. Did he fall or was he pushed? We'll try and get to the bottom of that in a moment, but he's got damage. Look at the left rear corner. There's either a tyre that's gone down or there's some suspension damage, and Albert Costa's good showing has come to an end. That's going very slowly now.
Yeah, indeed. You can imagine Christopher Mies, in fact, Costa had got the high ground, got the inside, but somehow or other the right front caught the left rear of the Lamborghini, and that is why Albert Costa's driven off the racetrack right now rather than do any further damage to the Lamborghini.
And right now, Dries Zandvoort still crawls over the back of Engel. Everywhere he wants to go, the Mercedes covers the line, but on this lap, Zandvoort is getting ever more committed, tries to get up the inside. Is he going to get the power down and make a move? Couldn't quite do it. Again, Engel's car just wide enough to fend him off.
Thinking about it down into turn 11, but he has to go the long way. It's now the switchback. Can he get the better pace out of turn 12? Short run down to the Kumho block. Well, we'll find out when they come back onto the straight.
Down to the hairpin then. This is now second and third because Pierre-Alexandre Jean has been caught by Raffaele Marciello. So it was 2.8 seconds a few laps back. It's now half a second. This could well change before the end, given the pace of Marciello.
Indeed, and there's enough time for Marciello. He has clawed away at that second place, managed to get the Bentley almost into his grasp. Remember, the speed of the Bentley in the straight line is its trump card.
Whoa, that's Zandvoort off the road.
What's happened?
He got through and he dropped it, didn't he?
Yeah, but he got through up the inside and he couldn't turn the car, and that allowed Engel to get back underneath him. It was not a bad place, a difficult place to make a pass because you are limited on what you can do. It's a very tight turn if you're on the inside. It's a much easier turn if you're on the outside.
And now for second place, Marciello tries the outside line here, coming up through turn 10. Couldn't quite do it, but can he stay alongside? Because the road will come to him for the first part of the Hansard spot. Here they come, but the Bentley's got the grunt, but on the brakes, Marciello goes through. Change for second, good move.
Yes, worked it out well. Maintained his momentum, which is the key for Marciello. Got ahead of the Bentley, almost lost it because the straight line performance of the Bentley now has pulled a second and a bit before they even get onto the straight, and that is consolidation. Second place, Raffaele Marciello. What do you expect of the Italian?
6 more minutes are on the clock, flying laps, about a minute and a half, just over, minute 35, as Tunko again breaks late, gets onto the back of Terashenko, inexperienced GT3 racer is Konstantin Terashenko, so he's doing a good job here, hanging on to position, the Russian driver, with Oscar Tunko tucked up behind. The Colombian looks for a way by.
Trying to make the undercut as they come out of turn 10, so he gets alongside now. It's a drag race all the way down to turn 11. Tunio is on the wrong side. He's trying to force Konstantin Terashenko. Now forces him into an error. Smart racing by that, just forced the mistake down the inside. Terashenko got on the brakes too late and overran the corner. Now that's control from the cockpit and pressure, reaction from the cockpit, working out which way round it is.
A certain amount of confidence as well from Tunko, knowing that the road would come to him if he pressured Terashenko into that mistake. So finally, he's got number 7 Mercedes back ahead. Of course, while they've been squabbling like that, look what's happened behind. There, you can see, is Maro Engel and Dries Zandvoort, who have closed. Now, this is what happened to Zandvoort, John. He just got his nose ahead.
I'm just looking at it again. Well, there was a light contact. He got his nose ahead. In fact, I thought it was the other way around. I thought maybe the Audi had been in the inside, but it wasn't. Maro Engel got himself up, and then I think there may have been a very light contact between the Audi and the Mercedes. Racing for position at that part of the racetrack, it's difficult for both drivers to ensure that there wouldn't be the lightest of contacts.
The checkered flag is being made ready for Alex Fontana then, who is about to accelerate his way up through Kumho into the line dike, banked curve. The checkered flag at the ready. It's going to be a third different winner of the season, the first Lamborghini win for Emil Frey Racing, and a maiden victory for Alex Fontana and Ricardo Fella after a great drive, fantastic performance, utterly dominant. So provisionally the results look like this: a win for Ricardo Fella and Alex Fontana ahead of Timo Boguslavski and Raffaele Marciello. Then Elise de Pauw and Pierre-Alexandre Jean on the podium for the first time. 4th, Frank Bird and Oichi Tomita. Yusuf Ohaka and Oscar Tunko 5th, and Jim Clark, Konstantin Terashenko taking 6th position. A first win in Fanatec GT World Challenge Europe, powered by AWS Sprint Cup. Alex Fontana and Ricardo Feller the winners at Zandvoort. Silver winners back to the podium because the outright winners take the class honours as well. Ricardo Feller, along with Alex Fontana and Emil Frey Racing's representative, our third podium from Pro-Am. More silverware for Miguel Ramos and Enrique Chavez for Barwell Motorsport.